Hello and welcome to I'm Every Woman TV. I'm your host, Janette Burke, and this is my lovely producer, Gabrielle Dark, we're in time to grab yourself a cup and join us in the parlor for Tea Talk. Hashtag I'm Every Woman TV. So, Gabrielle, spring has technically arrived this morning or a couple days ago. I know it's minus 20 out there today, but hey, it's Canada, it's Canadian spring. What's your favorite thing about spring?
That there's no more winter.
The winter that won't die.
Yeah, that there's no more ice storms and trees aren't falling on us and all that stuff that happened over the winter holidays and everything. So, yeah, I'm kind of happy that, and then kids get to play outside. I get to play outside.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the fresh air outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to know what I like about spring? Yeah. I like what it represents, which is all about growth and renewal and change. And I think change is always for the better. So I'm really happy that there's a lot of change going on, not just a change of season, but a change in our city. We're about to have a change of mayor. I think that's going to be a great thing. Yay. And I'm also really excited that there's 5 women in the race. For the first time in Toronto's history, there's 5 separate women trying to take Rob Ford down.
Woman power. I think it's like literally the Spice Girls are running.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
there's every kind of Spice Girl there. So
and that's true. It's sort of like that because, I first of all admire these ladies because they are stepping up in a political arena that's been traditionally dominated by men. And we're seeing it more and more, not just in Toronto, but cities outside of Toronto like Brampton and Burlington and even like across the nation in other provinces, we're seeing more and more women step up. There's been such a diversity between the number of men in public office and federal public office, municipal and local, compared to what women are. So we're really seeing now a lot of women stepping up. And I think it's really cool that they each, like you say, it's like the Spice Girls, have 5 unique personalities,
so.
Unique identities, unique backgrounds, and even somewhat unique platforms. But I kind of noticed that they all kind of gear around the same issues, and those 3 key issues are transportation is one that they all seem to be fighting for, and I think the other key issue that they seem to be going after is more time for like daycare and helping children have like after school programming and that sort of a thing. So I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So what's your take on these candidates? Like, who do you like? Who would you vote for? Who wouldn't you vote for?
Well, okay, I have to hand it to Morgan.
Baskin,
Morgan
the
Baskin,
18-year-old.
The fact that she's 18 and she knows what she wants to do. When I was 18, I had no clue what I wanted to do with my life. She wants to be mayor. That's awesome.
Yeah,
like that in itself is a feat, so bravo to her for that. And I was actually reading up on her website about the fact that she says that she thinks that her young age benefits her more than hinders her, in terms of the fact that she's not married, she doesn't have kids, she can dedicate all of her time to do what needs to be done. I think that she knows what the younger generation wants. She knows what the older generation needs and wants, and the fact of what it should be done, what should be done to the city. And I think that she's probably like my parents in the sense that they get up every morning, have a cup of coffee, and literally debate about how to make the world a better place. So I think that that's what she's kind of doing.
I think it's all very noble,
Yeah.
and I admire her, and I think, if she keeps at it 20 years down the road, she'll probably get herself elected, if not sooner, like at a local level or something of a chair first. But she does lack experience, like political experience. So I don't see that she's going to win because of that, and I don't think that she'll instill enough confidence in voters because she's so young she has a lot of living and learning left to do, although I'm a big fan of what she's doing.
I totally agree.
So let's talk about some of the other ones. Like, for example, what's your take on Olivia Chow?
Olivia Chow, she was actually, I read a little bit about her. A lot of my friends and a lot of people are very interested in the fact, like, you know, she's got quite a background with the fact that she was married to Jack Layton, and because she has that background already in the political...
an extensive background at local level, school board level.
So she kind of understands...
Federal level, she relinquished her seat to come back and run and take down Mayor Ford. I think she's got the most experience, and she certainly earned it. But what I think is happening with her is that she's, and they say that she's a shoo-in, right? Like they say that it's going to come down to her and one other person, a man, to really overthrow Rob Ford, if he even, I mean, its chances are he might get reelected if the city's crazy enough to do that. What I don't...
For the love of Toronto, please, people out there, don't pull what the U.S. did to Bush.
Well, let's hope not. But nevertheless, I think Mayor Rob Ford's getting just too busy with his Hollywood career to be running
I
the
think
city.
That he needs to take that on and do his other things.
And maybe his show will fly because it's dying right now.
Pays attention to political things, political things.
Exactly. So I do think Olivia has, a stellar background and is a suitable candidate given all her accomplishments. I feel that her platform is good. Regarding the transit, though, there's some controversy already there because already she's changed her perspective. She's not interested in adding the TTC line, the subway line to Scarborough. She's more interested in saving money and doing like a rail thing instead, which I don't think is such a bad idea. But what's the controversy is where's the money going to come from? So she's, talking about cutting the budget. That might come back to hurt her. Let's talk a little bit about Sarah Thompson because I actually think she's really cool. I like Sarah Thompson.
I have to say she's probably my favorite person. On her website, she got interviewed by her son, and I was like, that is the cutest thing ever, number one. Number two, she's for the arts. I don't know about anybody out there, but I love the arts. I'm an artsy person. There's a lot of artsy people out there.
And she's also a big proponent for small business.
Yep.
And, today small business is mostly women entrepreneurs. So absolutely. I really admire that. Of course, she is also the creator and editor of Women's Post magazine. I like her background. I think she has a very cool background in that, she started working as a gas attendant when she was a teenager, worked her way up, and actually developed a business to help gas stations improve and bring in good retail, like food and what have you. Made over, several $1 million by the time she was 25 years old. I mean, that's pretty impressive, I have to say. And
kudos to her because it's very difficult to become a millionaire in Canada.
Well, it is probably not just in Canada.
I think it's literally 1 in a million.
Like a multimillionaire. And I think the other thing that I find very cool about her is that she actually had a renovation business too. She used to renovate homes, and she had a bookstore in one of those homes. And that's what launched her political career because she had to fight zoning laws.
Okay.
So I think she's really cool. I like her tactics. I think she's very good at standing out, like going to file her candidacy. She arrived in a horse and buggy to sort of say how outdated our transit system is. And she's all for the relief program and all that, the downtown relief line. And I think she's got some good stuff. And I like her. I know she's been at this before. She lost before. But I wish her luck this time. I hope she really makes it. So now the last person we have to chat about is the lady dominatrix, Carly Rich, also known as Miss Bitch or something. Miss Barbie Bitch, yes.
I thought that was the cutest name ever.
I find
her. It's like the nice and the naughty.
Okay, well, I think it's high time she took those whips in there and gave Rob Ford a good spanking. And you know what? I don't find it, maybe I'm crazy, but I don't find it so odd that a dominatrix or even a prostitute would want to be in politics, given, how much time in the past, and we've known this on more than one occasion, budgets have been, extra spending, Christmas parties. I'm sure there's a lot of prostitutes and dominatrix that have been very privy to political jargon and agenda for years. And I'm sure that they've also been quite instrumental in advising how it should be changed or adjusted. So I think it's really great that she's
I think she
jumped
needs
in.
to come in there with that whip and whip everybody into shape.
One thing I would like to see from all the candidates a bit more of is their stance on really what are they doing to help women and children. We know that they want to expand programming, daycare, this type of thing. They want to make it easier for families to be together. But I haven't heard enough of what they actually want to do for women. And because they are women, I would like to hear a little bit more about that. Anyway, I think this is a long debate. And in fact, I've invited and I continue to invite each of the 5 female candidates to come on the show and have a friendly debate, or we could call it a pajama party, or whatever kind of girly spin you want to put on it. That's fine. We're willing to do that. We're trying to arrange that in the next few months on the show, so we hope that they will join us. And of course, they're also welcome to come in and talk about themselves personally as well. So we'll keep you posted on that. And now for today's guests and lineup. How many of you love shopping? Love getting your hair, your nails, your toes, your wax done, and you love having lunch or dinner with the girls, so much so that you're willing to crack out the Visa anytime and maybe even forget how many times you're actually cracking it up. Well, I know you're not alone, and we're gonna have Stacey He, who is the Savvy Woman Financial Planner for Busy Career Women, come back in. We have an ongoing investigative segment with her called Women in Finance, and today's slant on that is, what is your day at the mall really costing you? And we got a very great segment coming up for that. Then after Stacey, we have a segment all about communication, and the communication is you're not really able to communicate with your partner or your coworker, or you're not really able to understand and respect each other. And that can cause a lot of tension and a lot of conflict in a person's life. So we have Lorraine Wegman in of Wegman Consulting. She's going to talk to us about what we can do to reverse those conflicts and really appreciate and understand each other and our personalities, so that we can eliminate all the stress that comes along with not being able to understand and appreciate and respect and communicate properly. Then, to round out the show, are any of you going through a separation or divorce? Boy, can that ever be a very emotional time for a woman, especially if she's not used to standing up for herself, knowing how to negotiate with lawyers, accountants, and mediators and what have you, or she's just experiencing turmoil and all the change of suddenly being a single parent, having to deal with being single, and a lot more. So we have the divorce doula in the house with us today named Lynn Kaplan, and she will also be here. So we would like you to stick with us. We'll be right back on the other half of this break, and we'll also tell you how you can claim today's amazing prizes.